Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, happy New Year's Eve, and what a way to send off 2013 and kick off 2014 than to talk about the 4 worst animes I saw in 2013. I can't wait. So I'm going to present this in the order from least bad to the worst of the worst. And I know we all know what the worst of the worst is. I still want to mention it so that we never have to talk about it ever again. First off, we got the hentai Prince and Stony cat. Now the reason that I mentioned this as one of the worst animes that I saw this year is because this anime had a lot of potential. It really did. Both on a comedy aspect and on a dramatic aspect. I mean, when you think of the name, the hentai Prince, you think, okay, there's gonna be a lot of hilarious situations. It's gonna be funny, right? Not really. It turned out to be more dramatic than it should have been. I mean, especially with the name, the hentai Prince and Stony cat. It's kind of like the same thing I felt for Is This a Zombie, the first season. I like that they did have dramatic moments and that they handled it very well, but with a name like This Is a Zombie and a guy dressed up in a magical girl's outfit and is also a zombie, you would think that they would embrace the comedic value or the comedic element or the comedic nature of that entire premise. And that's what I thought they were gonna do with this. And they sort of do that, but they don't really do that. Instead, they focus on the drama aspect of the anime, and it kind of flounders from there. Not only that, but this anime was very forgettable, very boring, not a lot of comedy moments, and the characters weren't that well developed. It felt like they put no effort into the animation in the year 2013. I mean, seriously, it should be a no-brainer that the animation is good, but when I first saw this anime, I said to myself, wow, this is the first time I am watching an anime that has came out in 2013 that is just subpar. Just not good at all, nothing impressive. Moving on to the next anime, we got King Daimao. Again, just another forgettable anime. I barely remember any of the characters' names, any of the situations that the characters got into. The only name I really remember is Akutosai, because I could say his name like that. Very dull, very boring. Even the action scenes were boring. How do you fail at making action entertaining? Seriously. There was this one throwdown. That was pretty cool. But it didn't last that long, and honestly, it was kind of cliche. Not only that, but the boss fight was so anticlimactic, and your main character is so OP that you really don't care because you know that he's gonna win anyway. There was no tension in any of the action. There was no life or death situation like, oh my god, if we don't do this, we're gonna die. Every time that they fought an enemy, they won with barely a scratch too. All of that mixed together with some of the worst audio syncing I've ever seen in an anime makes King Daimao a really forgettable and a really terrible anime. Now the next anime that I'm gonna mention, I swore was gonna be the worst anime that I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was gonna be #1 on my list, but I saw an anime that was worse than it, and that was Frag Tail. This anime, to sum it up in one statement, is a complete waste of time. Your characters don't go through any development, they don't go through any change throughout this entire anime. Our main character does not change at all from the start of the anime to the end of the anime. He's the same character. They didn't understand or even respect the characters that they did have. Like this one character by the name of Queen. She was a really interesting character who did not want to be held down by the rules and structures of the Frag Tail system. Yet all of a sudden at the end of the anime, she succumbs to it and says, okay, yeah, I'll follow the Frag Tail system, I'll give myself up. That was totally contradicting the character that she was. It felt like the writers had no idea what her character was. And for an anime that was only 11 episodes long, man, it felt like a 26 episode long series. That's how long and excruciating it was to sit through. I felt no real tension in any of the scenes with any of our characters. I didn't relate, empathize, or even connect to any of the characters. The music does not match up with the scene in which it's a part of. It kind of felt out of place and took me right out of the anime. And I just can't emphasize how bad that ending was. I mean, it was straight up a spit in the face disrespectful to anybody watching this anime. Anybody. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail about it because I already did. I'll put a link right here so you guys can go check it out. But yeah, Frag Tail is a really, really bad anime and a huge waste of time. That's why I gave it a 1 out of 5 stars. It was an unnecessary waste of time. There has never been a movie, a show, or an anime more deserving of that grade than Frag Tail. And speaking of something that is deserving of the grade that it got, we get to the worst anime I have probably seen in my life. Green. My God. Green. It's like, it's visual sodomy, guys. I mean, I felt like I was being raped. Every time a character said a line, every time a character did anything, anytime they tried to even put an effort of development, I felt slowly, my soul was escaping my body. I was dying at every scene, at every character, at how bad the animation was, how terrible the jokes were, how bad the writing was, how there was no effort put into this anime whatsoever. They had no drive, no passion, no direction. They had nothing. Green has nothing. There is no redeeming qualities at all. And whenever they tried to build a relationship, it just got ruined by these 3 side characters that are one of the worst characters I've ever seen in any form of media. Worse than Makoto. You know how much that hurts to say? Because I hate Makoto. I hate him. But these 3 guys make Makoto look like Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa. I have never watched an anime that was not only a complete waste of time, but straight up terrible to the point where I felt like they were trying to kill me at every scene. And the worst part of it is, I don't know why I kept watching. I sat through all 12 episodes. I didn't even watch some of the OVAs that everyone keeps talking about that are terrible. I'm so glad I'm not watching it. I want nothing to do with Green. From this point on, I want nothing to do with Green. It is without doubt the worst anime that I've seen, not only in 2013, but in my entire life. And I hope to God I don't see another bad anime like Green in my lifetime. I never want to see something like that again. Ever. And for those of you who like Green, to each his own. But I just can't understand. I must be missing something. Am I missing a funny bone? Am I missing something that is vastly important that I need to have in order to like this anime? Because I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. Maybe you could tell me. Maybe you could find something in there that I can probably say, yeah, you know what, you're right. But I can't even think of a certain scene that anybody can defend in this anime. There is no scenes in this anime you can defend, honestly. I'm done ranting about it. Terrible characters, terrible development, corny ass romance that is freaking forced as all shit. Bad animation, bad writing, bad direction. The coup de grace, worst atrocity ever put on any form of media. And it is definitely the worst anime I saw this year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the 4 worst animes that I saw this year. Sorry about that long rant about Green. I really can't stand that anime. And you all should never see it in your lifetime. But I would like to know, what were the worst animes you saw this year? Have you seen an anime that's worse than Green? That would be interesting. Comment below and let me know. And that ends this top 10 or top 4 as it would be list that I had for 2013. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout 2013, and I hope that 2014 will not only be a badass year, but a fun and entertaining year. And until then, guys, I'll see you all at the new year. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watley II from the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace.